I remember, our first Dream Halloween when we had the very, very popular Power Rangers. We were so lucky to have the Power Rangers performing. As I was watching them, I saw out of the corner of my eye, a very young, thin boy running towards the stage. The boy looked very sick. It was obvious he was very sick, and his mom was sort of running behind him and trying to chase him. And as he got really close to the stage, right up in front, he tripped and he fell. And I looked over, and one of the Power Rangers saw that happening, and he went down and got off the stage, picked the boy up, and he put him in his arms, and he took him back up on the stage. I could see that the mom was really, really concerned now, and the little boy looked over at his mom, and he said, "Mommy," he says, "this is the best night of my whole life." That really said it all to me. I'm Joe Cristina, and I founded the Children Affected by AIDS Foundation. CAF came about in 1993. At that time, I had been, privately struggling with my own HIV-positive diagnosis, and my doctors were recommending that I go on a medical leave of absence from Mattel. At that time, I went and I talked to my boss, who was Jill Barad, the president of Mattel then, and she showed great empathy and great caring and great concern about what I was going through, and she encouraged me to go public about my diagnosis and to tell my staff and that she would tell her staff, which is what happened. I knew how hard it was living with HIV as an adult and what that struggle was like, and I couldn't even imagine what it must be like for a child. What was important to me was that we not only help children who were infected with HIV, but when HIV and AIDS hits a family, it affects everyone, and I wanted to be able to help children that were in a family with HIV and AIDS. I think play is important in the lives of all children, but maybe even more so in the life of a child in crisis. I think it gives children an opportunity to, maybe even just for a while, leave the stress behind, leave the pain behind, leave some of the sadness behind, and be like just every other child, Once I decided I wanted to start CAF, I went back to Jill and others at Mattel and told them about this, and the response from everyone was, count me in, count me in. That's all I heard from everyone. Immediately, we knew that we needed to raise a lot of money, and we needed to raise it fast. And the way to do that, at least in LA, is with an event. We created what we call Dream Halloween, which was this incredible event for children and families that was a wonderful Halloween wonderland, a favorite time of year for kids. I remember our first big celebrity that came to Dream Halloween was in 1997, Demi Moore, when we did her one-of-a-kind doll. And my gosh, we practically had a mob scene. She came in costume, and it was just terrific. And the next year, in 1998, the late Elizabeth Taylor came to Dream Halloween, and we had a one-of-a-kind doll of her that sold at that time for a record-setting $25,000. Guinness Book of World Records had her in their 2000 edition. We've also been fortunate to have the support through Mattel of celebrities such as Cher, Diana Ross, Hilary Duff, among others. Well, certainly what inspires me the most are the children that we serve. They're the real heroes in all of this. I've had the opportunity to meet many of them, and every time I do, I have to say that I'm always amazed to see how strong they are in the face of such tragedy that they have in their lives. The other thing that inspires me, I think, is the enormous, enormous generosity of Mattel employees and others that really, really, every year, year in, year out, help us make a difference. They never seem to tire of my call out for help, and they never seem to say no. Children Affected by AIDS Foundation has raised, over $40 million, over the last 2 decades, and has helped tens of thousands of children affected by HIV/AIDS, here in America, in Latin America, and also the Caribbean. I'm really happy about the future for Dream Halloween and for Night of Comedy now that CAF has now become a part of Keep a Child Alive, which we call KCA, which is a like mission organization that was founded by Alicia Keys and helps children affected by AIDS in Africa and India. From something as tragic as my particular situation was at the time, to be able to take that and turn it into something positive with the help of a corporation, and then a lot of people who work for that corporation, and a lot of different connections that came as a result of it. It really made a difference in the world.